generational trauma. So
that's solid.
If you have not, there's a saying that says you'll bleed on people that did not hurt you. And you'll do that with your children. You'll do that in your relationships because as an individual yourself, you're not healed. Right? And that's the beauty of therapy.
You need help.
It gives you the tools. How are you going to get the help if you're in denial? How are you going to get the help if you don't believe in therapy in the first sense? Some people say, I'm not going to go tell my problems to a stranger. Okay, then just continue to be toxic. We'll see how great that works for you. Or by the time your kids are adults, they want nothing to do with you. Right? You have a lot of that, I find, in our society in Canada, where kids are like, I'm not with my father and mother anymore.
Yeah.
It's so sad, but a lot of it has to do with that. Because it's unfair for you to load all of that pain and unchanged toxicity onto your children. Because then the next generation, they don't want to do that. Right? You don't want your kids to go through the pains that you felt growing up or that you've seen people go through, right? If you saw your dad as an alcoholic, you're most likely not going to want to drink.
I see.
Right?
I see
so
that.
It's the same thing. If you grew up in a household with a lot of violence and noise, you want peace.
You want peace.
So the next relationship, you're looking for peace.
Oh, dramatic slaps.
You don't want that. You don't want that. So that's the beauty of therapy. And I think once we start having the conversation more and more, a lot of people will start believing in it.
A lot of children need help from their parent. A lot of parents need to heal. It is not everyone that is literally qualified to be a parent. Parenting is not your ability.
100%.
Yeah. Parenting is not your ability to give to impregnate a woman. I mean, dogs can do that.
Did you know if you want to buy a dog, they do a record check on you. They look to see if you're fit to be a dog mom.
You see that?
But anybody can be a parent.
And which is bad. For you to actually own a dog, they have to check your history of abuse. To own a dog in this part of the world. But to have a kid
freely,
just knock.
I think men needs it the most.
Let me drink to that.
Cheers.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
At least I see a woman saying what I want to hear. Men need it most.
It's the truth.
Tell me.
Because men don't speak up. By the time they do, it's too late. Their pain is too deep.
Why do you think men don't speak up?
The shame, the connotation, the expectation that society has upon men. They don't want to seem weak. Right? So they keep it to themselves, and unfortunately, if they don't resound to violence, a lot of men commit suicide.
Oh yeah.
And if it's not suicide, they kill themselves slowly with substances.
Oh my God. So the pressure that the society is placing on men is too much.
The expectations.
We don't prepare boy child to face the pressure of life. We just believe that by some miracle they will take care of things. It is hard for you to see parents raise their boy child to stand the pressure of being a man. Well, he's a man who figure it out.
Yeah, no.
And we bleed on the inside, you know.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna change that.
Oh God. No. All right, as a guy, you've got to get help. Be open, have conversations, speak up, and God help you marry your best friend and you're lucky. If you don't, you die early. Sorry, that's how it is. You need to look for a friend that can understand your pain in silence, that can feel what you go through as a man. I weep for men. We go through so much, and especially when there's a divorce and the woman cries out and the world is going towards. I mean, look at the way they came for Two-Face, my guy. It's unfair. You know, it's unfair. Once a lady is crying, doesn't mean she's telling the truth. You know that.
That's true.
And you need to understand that a woman is crying doesn't mean she's telling the truth. Unfortunately.
A man either. A man will cry in your face.
It's hard for a man to cry though. Look, it depends.
I've had men cry in my feet and they were lying bluntly.
Well, that one is a brother code. Like maybe you catch him doing something like, I don't even know what I'm doing. You cannot accept.
Liar.
I think everybody is a thief. It is the guy you catch that is Barao. You know what's Barao? Barao is a street thief. Like, you know, the one that will steal and run away on the street. Yeah. Like the real Barao. So everybody is actually not holy.
So it's
but it's the one you actually caught red-handed that is a victim of.
go.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Energy. What do I mean? East to the west, energy. North to the south, energy. Lagos to Yankee, energy. Toronto to Paris, energy. And to the UK, energy. MOA, okay, energy. Ottawa, Lawa, energy. Ottawa, Italawa. Energy, yo.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much indeed for another wonderful time on the show, the Unscripted Gang Podcast. First, I thank you for the last episode. It was very massive, very great. The viewership was very great, and I love the engagement. Some of you that came for me, thank you. It's all part of the sauce. So thank you very much for that. And Quick Collect is a very instrumental part of the brand and trying to support what we do. So if you're in Canada, UK, Kenya, Africa, any part of the world, you can use that to send money to your loved ones in Africa, any part of the world actually, and you can use that to pay your tuition as well. So you see all of that on the screen, so you can find out how to download and start making money or sending money with no stress. Today is a special day, ladies and gentlemen, and the way I bring my people to the podcast. I select people based on different categories, different criteria, different qualities. But the most important part is that, apart from the fact that all you guys do your heads, sauce, you must be very smart, intelligent. You must be very beautifully made. I swear to God, and you must understand what it means to add value to the society. So today I have an incredibly beautifully gorgeously packaged human being, someone that all my guests literally they have one thing in common, but always take time to create them. So she's cool, she's calm, reserved. If you carry madness, come look at it. So she's a definition of don't judge a book by the cover. She's good, she's Canadian, with a flair of the island, I call her my Igbo sister, and it's my privilege to have her on the show, to be honest. On the Unscripted Gang today, I have an amazing, beautifully made human being. Ladies and gentlemen, Fabby to the world.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. You come in with it. You see that sound can cure your problem, except financial problem. Literally. Thank you for coming. It's very hard to bring you on the show. Why? You're busy.
Yes.
Making money.
Always.
Or chopping money. Which one? Chopping or making money. I like this hair, man.
Thank you.
This is solid.
Yeah.
Anyways, refuse to focus. Let me focus. Yeah. Therapy is something you're very passionate about, and in this part of the world, they don't do too much when it comes to people go through so much, and therapy is necessary sometimes to heal. And I don't want to say that where I come from we don't appreciate therapy, but most of our therapy problems are financial problems.
Yeah, I can understand.
But then, so let's talk about why are you so passionate about people seeking help the therapy way?
Yeah, well, for me, therapy was tremendous in my life. I had to go through therapy twice. Unfortunately, at a young age, I had to go to therapy for family causes, and then I also had to go to therapy in my adulthood.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it really shaped me as an individual. It gave me all the tools that I needed to understand other people's mindset, to work with different kinds of people.
Oh yeah, I see that.
To communicate and understand people better also. And I think therapy is a subject that unfortunately in the Black community, it's not well respected, it's not well valued, and there's still a negative connotation. I know even from my parents, the first time we talked to them about wanting or needing to go to therapy, they said, well, we give you guys everything you need, why would you need therapy?
Yeah.
Or my mom was explain to me what depression is, because I work, I pay the bills, I do everything, and I'm not depressed.
What have you been
through? So what are you guys depressed about? And for them, it was, again, coming from the islands, it was not something that was openly discussed.
Yeah.
But they had to learn through us, and we're still learning how to cope with our parents, how to cope with the mindset of back home. And I think one thing that's really important about therapy is knowing the key signs.
Right.
And it starts early on, even with your children. It starts with behaviors. And if you don't know how to recognize behavior changes in your kids, like silent treatment, frustration, aggressivity, lack of trust, once you notice these things, I think that's when, as a parent, you need to like put your red hat on and have that conversation with your kids, because the further along you let it go, the worse it gets. And then it's not just how they deal with the conversation, it's also how they take it to the school, because a lot of times they suffer from bullies and they suffer from judgment at school. And if the kids don't have those tools, or the parents are not open to discuss these things, they're just gonna fall away. And then they'll get into depression, then they'll start abusing substances, and that's when therapy will become very expensive if you catch it on later on. And I think so, our mindset needs to change around what therapy is. And a lot of the rich people, actually, they start their kids in therapy before any issues arise, just to give them the tools for life, to give them good habits early on, to give them good communication skills and good confidence. So a lot of times we think therapy is for the sick, therapy is so negative, but the rich people, or the people who's used it before, they know how to use it to their advantage, right? So for me, I'm really passionate about, because I had to go through it, and I know how to deal with toxic people.
So you talked about, you know how to deal with a lot of toxic people, One thing I've learned from what you're saying is the fact that we have to be proactive rather than reactive. But my problem is, why do you have to begin to prep children about therapy when there is no need for that? Don't you think you're trying to make them stay awake when it's unnecessary? That's how I see it, basically.
Well, you're raising them in a world full of toxicity, right? You're raising them in a world where people are unfortunately victims of trauma, and you don't want your kids to become those victims. So early on, if you can have those discussions, your kids will recognize it. No, that person should not be asking me to do such and such thing as a child. Right there, that's a red flag, right? And even me growing up, my father used to tell me, a grown man doesn't need anything from you. If a grown man is asking you for directions, asking you for help, you run for the hills, because as a young woman, that is not your place. He will look for another grown man to locate wherever he's going. So it's things like that that can really prevent your children from being victimized. And we always think it's outsiders, but a lot of times it's family members, it's close friends, it's neighbors that are causing trauma, right? And
so you think we need therapy from family members?
A lot.
Explain.
Well, I'm not gonna go too much in details, but we all know everybody in their family has a certain uncle that you know has no filter, that is a bit too comfortable around
very bullish uncle like that.
Exactly. Or that'll call my wife, and just uncomfortable conversations.
I know.
And a lot of times we associate it to culture, but it's not acceptable.
It's not acceptable.
And like I said, you have to catch things early on, because as it progresses, it gets worse. And it bleeds into their relationships. It bleeds into their friendships. And you see it. There's some mothers that carry so much pain and grief, and then they take it off. They take it on their kids, right? They take out their frustrations different ways. Not everybody drinks. Not everybody smokes. But other people have toxic means of dealing with their pain. And that's where the beauty of therapy comes in. And I like how you don't need to go to a man therapist. You can go to a woman therapist. You can go to a Christian therapist. I know a lot of people have Christian values. There's certain things, you're like, if I would discuss this to a regular therapist, I'd probably end up in a mental home.
Exactly.
So, right? Because not everybody has our own beliefs. Spiritually speaking. So there's different levels of therapy. Like I said, you can start at a young age for the kids. You can have therapy for family loss. You can have therapy to help you build who you are as a person, develop better habits. You can go to therapy for substance abuse. But people need to be honest, right? People are, I think in our culture, I don't know for you guys back in Africa, but they're always in denial.
I see that.
They're always in denial.
Yeah.
You do not need to
way.
medicate with alcohol or weed or whatever. But people are like, oh, it's normal. It's just, that's how he deals with his pain. That's how your uncle takes things. And no, it's not acceptable. So
it's
I
normal.
think we have to be open to have these uncomfortable discussions and be open to learning new ways of doing things too.
Yeah, I see that.
Because that mindset, that's where I think all the issues stems from. It's the mindset that Black people don't go to therapy.
So we have to begin to change our mindset about, the need for therapy in most of the things that we do. There is something very important I want to talk about therapy. I've been thinking about this for a very long time, but before that, let me digress. So now let's talk about, I think the problem is a lot of people are in denial of the need for therapy, and some men, they went through abuse as a child and they're yet to heal, and they refuse to understand they have to go for the healing process, which is therapy, and they start having kids. So what happens? Because they haven't healed yet, they transfer that into the concept of parenting. So every little thing you see them very aggressive, very intolerant. The same thing with people dating people. You just went through a terrible relationship, a heartbreak. You didn't allow the process of healing. Then you fell in love again, which is a problem I have, because you have no reason to fall in love. You should walk in love. That's no opinion. Because when you fall in love, you're blind. You can't see the red flags. You can't see anything. So when people don't heal, then what happens? They go into a new engagement with a reflection of the past. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's another concept that we forget, that there's generational trauma. So
that's solid.
If you have not, there's a saying that says you'll bleed on people that did not hurt you. And you'll do that with your children. You'll do that in your relationships, because as an individual yourself, you're not healed. Right? And that's the beauty of therapy.
You need help.
It gives you the tools. How are you going to get the help if you're in denial? How are you going to get the help if you don't believe in therapy in the first sense? Some people say, I'm not going to go tell my problems to a stranger. Okay, then just continue to be toxic. We'll see how great that works for you. Or by the time your kids are adults, they want nothing to do with you. Right? You have a lot of that, I find, in our society in Canada, where kids are like, I'm not with my father and mother anymore.
Oh, yeah.
It's so sad, but a lot of it has to do with that, because it's unfair for you to load all of that pain and unchanged toxicity onto your children, because then the next generation, they don't want to do that, right? You don't want your kids to go through the pains that you felt growing up, or that you've seen people go through, right? If you saw your dad as an alcoholic, you're most likely not gonna want to drink.
I see.
Right?
I see
so
that.
it's the same thing. If you grew up in a household with a lot of violence and noise, you want peace.
You want peace.
So the next relationship, you're looking for peace.
All the dramatic slaps.
You don't want that. You don't want that. So that's the beauty of therapy. And I think once we start having the conversation more and more, a lot of people will start believing in it. And if people come out like myself saying, hey, I've had therapy, I'm so proud to say it. I've had it at a young age, and I've had it in my adulthood, and it really shaped who I am. And now being a mom, I'm able to gentle parent my kid.
Yeah.
I'm able to protect my son also. At an early age, I'm teaching him, people cannot touch you here.
Yeah.
Whether it's a woman or a man, they cannot touch you there. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And if they do, you tell me. So I'm teaching him early on. Or if the other kids are being too violent with him, I'm teaching him that pushing them back is not the way. You know? So it's all because of my healed version. I'm able to heal the next generation.
Help your kid and all of that. Because I feel like a lot of parents need healing. This is what I want to say. A lot of children need help from their parent. A lot of parents need to heal. It is not everyone that is literally qualified to be a parent. Parenting is not your ability to
100%.
Yeah. Parenting is not your ability to impregnate a woman. I mean, dogs can do that.
Did you know if you want to buy a dog, they do a record check on you. They look to see if you're fit to be a dog mom.
You see that?
But anybody can be a parent.
And which is bad. For you to actually own a dog, they have to check your history of abuse. To own a dog in this part of the world, but to have a kid
freely,
just knock. And that's the problem I have.
Yeah.
That's the problem I have. That's why I tell people you cannot go into a relationship just because you got someone impregnated. Of course, take responsibility, be in the children's life, but if you're not ready or you're willing to understand what parenting is all about, it's not just your ability to get someone pregnant. I mean, so it's more than that. You have to heal personally. A lot of kids need saving from their parents. They need saving. Some kids are so scared to talk to their parents.
Yeah, unfortunately.
They're not approachable. Some parents are not approachable. The pain they're going through personally, the internal pain from their boyfriend or whoever they're doing, they put that on the children. Little conversation, they scream. So, parents must be able to make their children understand. I tell my kids, I'm like, hey, yo, you can never be in trouble talking to me. I'm your best friend. You've got to talk to me. All right? You have to be free to talk to me at any point in time. And that's how it works. But when parents don't really understand, they need to heal. And they begin to breed another generation. I mean, in Igbo land, they will tell you, lion give birth to lion. Literally, a sick parent will raise a dysfunctional kid. So how do we, as a black community, begin to emphasize or stretch the importance of therapy?
Have that conversation, but then there's another aspect also. Are you even available for your kids to have that conversation?
Oh yeah.
Some people are just always working, always busy, and I'm sure the kids have told them many times in different ways. They've screamed for help, but they haven't had the time to actually notice it. Some parents will say, I didn't even know my daughter was cutting. How? You live under the same roof.
Yeah.
The school caught it, but you didn't. So it's making yourself available to your children. And it's not just even about your children, even relationships. Like, have you noticed your husband is in pain? Have you noticed your wife's love language changed? Like,
pay attention to these things.
Yeah.
Don't be an absent-minded spouse. It's terrible. Like, your spouse is having a new hair, you can't even see it because you're not present, literally. Yeah. And I think we have to do more in terms of.
And be honest. I think our generation is gonna change that. I feel like our generation is.
Just me more how.
Well, we're more open, right? And we're second generation here, so we're more Canadian than our parents.
Oh,
so we adapt better to the system here. Some of the stuff in the system are better than others, but I think once it comes to therapy and being open-minded and changing the narration, we're much better. So I'm hopeful. I talk to all my friends about therapy. Anytime I notice any change or any issues, I suggest it daily, even in the workplace. If people are popping off left and right at work, I tell them, you might want to talk to someone. Like, don't think this is normal that you're reacting like this. Seek help. You know, after a terrible breakup, go talk to someone. It doesn't hurt. You know. So. And
people make that mistake, like from a very fresh breakfast.
Fresh breakfast?
Like everybody will chop our last. But then, after fresh breakfast, you didn't allow the process of healing. Then you launch yourself into a fresh one. And especially single motherhood. And I respect single mothers a lot because it takes a lot to do that. And so they go into another relationship with the mindset, with the image of their ex in their head. And they begin to feel like all men are these and all men are that, and all men are these and all men are that. And in the end, it doesn't pan out well for them. So these things are fundamentally wrong, and we have to begin to address that. Another problem I have is that in the African contemporary society, we believe that we prepare men to be men, but we don't prepare them to take care of themselves. We just believe like you have to man up. You don't even know men bleed.
Just provide.
You don't even know men go through a lot. You don't even know that men need help. But we just have this mentality that we raise women to be taken care of,
nurturing.
But we just believe that men can just be fine. And that's the problem.
Yeah.
And I think ladies should actually suggest when they're going into a relationship to make sure that whoever they want to date, Listen to the history. That's why I don't like when people fall in love for vibe. It makes me mad.
Yeah.
There's a lot of conversation. Tell me your history. Where you coming from? What's up? Some men haven't healed from the fact that their father abused their mother. You see that? That's their mindset about marriage.
It's deep pain.
Power, aggression,
Or are you even open to therapy?
Being in control.
Right?
Yeah. So when you're trying to meet someone, for instance, try to understand where they're coming from the history and the story, like, hey, you need help before we can start anything at all.
Mm-hmm.
So these are
There's couples therapy. You don't even have to be married to go to couples therapy. There's, like I was saying, there's different levels of therapy, right? It doesn't have to be negative. It doesn't have to be because you're sick. It can be like just a tool that you use in life.
So we need more campaign about this thing. And I think
there's a lot of resources.
Tell us about that. There are people listening, they don't even know how to get help.
Google is your best friend. But there's a lot of resources within Ottawa. So, and there's different types of therapy, like I was saying. You can have a therapist, you can have a counselor, and you can have a psychologist. A psychologist, that's where you'll literally be probably medicated. You have to be followed closely. Whereas a therapist is kind of like what we're doing right now, just having a little conversation.
Gisting your problems away.
Exactly. You just talk, and then through that conversation, we can find ways of mending the pain or giving you tools to help you, I don't know, deal with certain life situation or even dealing with stress. People don't know that you can go to therapy to learn how to deal with stress.
Wow.
Right? It's a luxury here in this part of the world, I know. But it's...
as much as it's funny, but I miss Africa, because therapy, man.
Right? Exactly.
I mean, when you play, like when you have money, you don't need therapy. You bounce out, man. Where my boys are.
Yes, but in this part of the world, even the rich uses therapy.
I see that.
So I don't know. I'm really passionate about it, and I think people should do their research. Go online if you don't know where to start.
Something you said that resonates with me more is the fact that parents don't even have time. And I keep saying it every time. I tell people that you won't have time for your kids if you don't understand. The best currency is quality time. They don't care what you buy. So when you're working job to job, hopping job to job, how do you want to know if your kids need therapy at all? Someone is saying, I want to talk to you, like, please, I'm busy. So I think we'll get there as Black people. Yeah. We have to keep talking, keep advocating.
Yes.
And keep speaking up for each other.
Yes.
The people holding the pillars of the Black community need to do more.
Yeah, like the churches.
The churches are failing brilliantly, sadly, when it comes to the concept of therapy. We blindly spiritualize everything. We believe everything is God, come and do this.
Oh, that's another subject of itself.
Yeah. Well, it's part of it.
Yes.
It's part of it. We have pastors who successfully failed as a husband. Then they come to the pulpit with the mindset of their failed marriages. What you shouldn't do, what you should do with women. The church is the first community of Black people across the world, especially in Canada. But what are the churches doing? They're raising funds, they're generating income, but then we don't heal our people. We don't understand what people go through. You don't even understand that international students need therapy. Oh yes, an international student dumped into another country by their parents to school, and they know nothing about where they are, how to access resources. Life is hard and boring. There is no job. They're like sinking, and they come to church on Sunday. Yeah. And all you have is prosperity message. No social connection, no social services. So it's terrible. We have to do more.
We have to do better. I feel like the first step usually, unfortunately, it's the schools that catches it. Oh yeah. And by the time they catch it, as a parent, you don't have a lot of control in terms of what they decide to do with your child. Right? So we have to do better.
So which means as a parent, you have to function more like a counselor. Because if you don't detect the problem with your child, they will detect it for you. They will define your child for you. They will diagnose your child for you. And that is the problem. Because when you say no, they will tell you part of the problem. So the question is, parents have to pay attention.
We do.
Everything is not money.
They have to take care of themselves too first.
And you cannot be a parent if you don't heal first. That's my problem. I mean, your private part doesn't qualify you to be a parent. I keep telling people, are you ready for it? Are you ready for it? Literally, are you ready for it? Are you ready to deal with the shenanigans of a woman? Yeah. You don't want to hear that one.
Raising the next generation.
Yeah. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Some men need therapy from their wife.
Some wife need therapy from their man.
But that's the point. Because the woman you're dating, there are stages of, this is not relationship, but let me digress a little bit. The woman you're dating is a stage. There are stages of dating, mating, nostalgia, fantasy, daydreaming, infatuation, loving, all those shenanigans. Yeah. Then when you marry,
she's another one.
You begin to see the real person. But you were not like this before. No, you chose to see what you wanted to see. And when she started having kids,
she's a mom.
It's another wife. So this time you're dating a mom. You have to take the time to understand what it means to be a husband to a mom. When a woman is telling you, I love my family, I'm telling you, men need therapy from women. I'm telling you, we go through a lot. I'm not saying me. I'm sweet. My family, my marriage is solid. But I'm just saying, I see a lot of guys going through a lot. When a woman says, I love my family, I can do, they are telling you, I love my kid, not their husband. I'm telling you, I love my kid. I can do anything for my family. I love my family. It's a lie. They love their child. They transform the love to the baby. We need therapy.
The priorities change.
Why?
But
why?
I can't say the love.
You know what I'm talking? They move the love, and it's unfair. Okay, let me break the tail. It's unscripted podcast. Anyway, who cares? When you're dating your wife, you have access to everything. The boobs are yours to play with. Now you have a child, you borrow your child. Let me borrow you. Yeah, you borrow, but it never comes back to you. Ask married men. The moment, even the guy that you borrowed, your baby is done with it. Okay, let me have my own thing back now. It's never coming back. So my point is that men go through a lot, and we can help each other too. Apart from the fact that men need to look for therapy and seek help, the spouses must do more. A lot of men go through crazy stuff. Maybe later we'll have to sit down and talk about Two Faces Matter. Men go through pain. They go to stuff, and the only way they can express their freedom is to go and find the freedom you don't give. Exactly, sometimes. And because when you live with a guy for so long, you get too used to him that you lose guard. You know what is lose guard? Hey, go Naija switch ya. Lose guard when you forget, you door yourself.
Okay.
I'll be teaching you PG now. Do you know what is door yourself? Door like you sleeping on bicycle.
Okay.
And you door yourself, you lose guard.
Yeah.
So because this guy is so sweet and he's so kind and lovely,
you take it for granted.
You just take it for granted. And now you don't wear bum shorts anymore. We need therapy from ladies, man. We need to heal. So that's basically, we have to keep the conversation going.
Yeah.
Therapy is key.
There's no shame in it.
There's no shame in it. You have to believe professionals out there to help you navigate some of this thing.
And use it as a tool.
As a tool. Before you be a parent, you have to heal from your past.
And even if you're not a parent.
Even if you're not a parent, as an individual.
Walk around with all that pain.
Even go on YouTube, these things out there. Therapy 101 with the most delectable, incredible, sweet, very fantastic, sparkling light. Wing one.
Thank you.
Rare coin Fabby. Thank you very much. I'm going to drag you from time to time. This is simple. This is straight to the point because it's therapy conversations. So there's no bars balls here and there. But then between man and woman, who do you think need therapy from each other?
I think men needs it the most.
Let me drink to that.
Cheers.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
At least I see a woman saying what I want to hear. Men need it most.
It's the truth.
Tell me.
Because men don't speak up. By the time they do, it's too late. Their pain is too deep.
Why do you think men don't speak up?
The shame, the connotation, the expectation that society has upon men. They don't want to seem weak, right? So they keep it to themselves. And unfortunately, if they don't resound to violence, a lot of men commit suicide.
Oh, yeah.
And if it's not suicide, they kill themselves slowly with substances.
Oh, my God. So the pressure that the society is placing on men is too much.
The expectations.
We don't prepare boy child to face the pressure of life. We just believe that by some miracle they will take care of things. It is hard for you to see parents raise their boy child to stand the pressure of being a man. No, he's a man who figured it out.
Yeah.
And we bleed on the inside,
Yeah. Well, we're gonna change that.
Oh, all right, as a guy, you've got to get help. Be open, have conversations, speak up, and God help you marry your best friend. And you're lucky. If you don't, you die early. Sorry, that's how it is. That's why you don't go after getting Nyash, you get back. What about the head and the brain? Because the Nyash and the back won't be there for a long time. You know, it's an attraction. It doesn't sustain.
Or is she healed?
Yeah, you need to look for a friend that can understand your pain in silence. I can feel what you go through as a man. I weep for men. We go through so much, and especially when there's a divorce and the woman cries out and the world is going towards. I mean, look at the way they came for Two-Face, my guy. It's unfair. You know, it's unfair. Once a lady is crying, doesn't mean she's telling the truth. You know that.
That's true.
And you need to understand that a woman is crying doesn't mean she's telling the truth. Unfortunately.
A man either. A man will cry in your face.
It's hard for a man to cry though. Look, it depends.
I've had men cry in my feet and they were lying bluntly.
Well, that one is a brother code. Like maybe you catch him doing something like, I don't even know what I'm doing. You cannot accept.
Liar.
I think everybody's a thief. It is the guy you catch that is Barao. You know what's Barao? Barao is a street thief. Like, you know, the one that will steal and run away on the street. Yeah. Like the real Barao. So everybody's actually not holy.
So it's
but it's the one you actually caught red-handed that is a victim of.
Just be honest.
Anyways, therapy is key. 101.
Yes.
It's been me chilling with lovely Fabby. Thank you very much for coming. I'll drag you again next time.
Thanks for having me.
I'll come pick you next time. No worry, you have to dress and drive all the way to my Republic. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. Keep listening to the conversation. I'll see you next time. I'm tired. Bye-bye.
What? That was more than 30 minutes.
No. It was 30. Because we...
Let's go.
John F.
Yeah. Energy. Wonder why beauty. East to the west, energy. North to the south, energy. Lagos to Yankee, energy. Toronto to Paris, energy. And to be UK, energy. MRY, okay, energy. Ottawa, Lawa, energy. Ottawa, Italawa. Energy, Energyking, yo.